For the past few years, one of the things that we've done at the International Women's Day Breakfast is acknowledge outstanding social agencies in our community. And I would ask Christine Ryer, Development Director of Under One Roof at the House of Friendship, to please come forward and tell us about the exciting things that they're up to. Christine, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. That's better. At House of Friendship, we always say good morning back. So, just as an aside, I've attended this event for many years, so it's with absolute privilege that I actually get to be at the podium this year, if only briefly, so thank you for this, Karen. Also, I want to say thank you personally to so many people in the room who have come up to me this morning and said, great to see you here, Christine, and good luck. And even Farah, who I've just met, and I thought this is what women do best. As I'm heading to the podium, she takes my hand and says, good luck, you do great. So it's just nice to have that kind of support and that feeling in the room in the morning. Not all of you may know, but House of Friendship has been serving this community for 74 years. I often say we're one of the best kept secrets in this community. So what do? We provide shelter and housing to those who are homeless, like Joe, who recently emailed us to tell us that his life was back on track after staying briefly at the Charles Street Men's Hostel last summer. We feed families in need, like the mother who came to our emergency food hamper program with her daughter. Her daughter had stayed home that day because she didn't have food for her school lunch, and that's what brought her mother to our program. We build community in local neighborhoods, like nearby Kingsdale, where we run a girls' leadership program. And we support healthy lives through addiction treatment programs for men and women, as seen in the DVD Voices. This DVD contains 4 videos made by women who have bravely shared their stories of addiction and recovery. House of Friendship is actually a leading provider of addiction treatment in this community. A few years ago, we realized that we needed to find a new home for Alcontrol, which is our residential women's addiction treatment program. The place is literally falling apart. Now, Alcontrol is special not only for what happens there, but because it is one of only 8 such programs in the province of Ontario. So it is worth saving. When we found 71 Ann Street in Kitchener, which most of you will know is the former home of Onsama House, we knew that we had the opportunity to not only relocate Alcontrol, but also bring all of our women's addiction treatment programs into one building under one roof. This will be a game changer for women in our community. They will have the better access to a range of treatment options, more privacy, and will be able to participate in treatment while building or rebuilding relationships with children. So about a year ago, it's ironic that we're here almost on the 1-year anniversary, we started working on this campaign, a $2 million campaign. We have since purchased the building, yay. We are over halfway towards our goal, another yay. And most exciting, we are about to start renovations. Knock on everything, right? Your support and interest this morning are very timely, so thank you for this. Last year, we hosted Ann Dowsett-Johnson at our annual dinner at House of Friendship. She's a writer who wrote a special report on women and alcohol that was published in the Toronto Star in 2009. That evening, she talked of the fairy tale of alcohol. One comment really resonated with me. Because I'm 45, have a bunch of girlfriends, we like to get together. And what she said that evening was that she believes, like many do, that alcohol is the new tobacco. That encouraged by marketing and greater access, women are increasingly using alcohol, unaware of the potential health risks. Anne has written, when it comes to weekly risky drinking, and this is how we define it, it's currently defined as 5 drinks or more at least one occasion in the past week. Rates rose significantly in the last decade for several age groups. Underage girls, women 25 to 34, 45 to 54, and 54 to 64. When I first watched the Voices videos, the thing that first struck me was that 3 of the 4 women shared that their alcohol use started in their preteen years. Dowsett-Johnson concludes, Clearly, while women have gained parity and more in post-secondary achievement, to say nothing of equal participation in the workplace, they're also drinking in growing numbers. And as a result, they're at greater risk. So why? Why is it different for women? Well, and turn your ears off if this is the part that you're not going to like, but greater body fat, yes, life is not fair, means our bodies are less able to dilute the alcohol we consume. A lower level of a key metabolizing enzyme means a larger portion of what we drink actually enters our bloodstream. And basically our chemistry is such that we become dependent on alcohol much faster than men, and so on and so on. So what does this mean for our health? Well, this is what we know at this point. We know that alcohol consumption has been linked to long-term health risks for women, including a variety of cancers and heart disease. So just one stat. Did you know that women who consume 4 or more alcoholic beverages a day quadruple their risk of dying from heart disease? In sum, the risks of drinking far outweigh any protective factors. And I emphasize that because last night I was sharing my comments with my 20-year-old, who we have conversations about clubbing and drinking and so forth. And his first reaction was, "But Mom, haven't I heard how drinking a glass of red wine is good for you and it's a great idea to do this?" And I said, "It's interesting that you hear that, but you don't hear about the associated risk with cancer and heart disease. And why is that?" We know, in short, that addiction can be deadly. I learned recently that in North America, 4 times more women die of alcohol-related disease than from breast cancer. Think about that. And I know as a woman, I am so appreciative of all the information I receive around cancer and heart disease, and yet I can't think of anywhere recently other than House of Friendship where I've heard about the risks of addiction for women. So why are we not talking about this? We also know that drug and alcohol addiction has a devastating impact on women's lives. Just this morning, I was speaking with a guest here who shared that one of her friends had passed away from alcohol-related disease. Women lose health, relationships, family, homes, work, and safety. And again, why aren't we talking about this? But there is hope, because we now also know that addiction is a treatable health issue. Women can recover and can lead very healthy lives. In fact, over 250 women each year will come to House of Friendship as part of their recovery. Now, unfortunately, I don't have time this morning to share their stories with you, but please, when you have the time, visit our website or YouTube. Take a look at those voices' stories. I guarantee they will move and inspire you. The one thing that will also come across in the videos is that in addition to battling addiction, women have to face stigma. This is probably, in my opinion, and talking with my coworkers who work in this field, this is one of the key barriers to women getting treatment. So when we started this campaign, the Under One Roof campaign, we actually had 2 goals. Yes, there's the fundraising one, but there was also a goal to raise awareness. So to be here this morning, to be with you, to share this topic on this platform is an incredible moment for our campaign and for our team. Dowsett Johnson has challenged our community to jumpstart the conversation about women and addiction, and I bring that challenge to you. In honor of today's event and the 9 women participating at any one time in the Out Control program, we are launching 9 for 9. It's a concept basically that honors this morning. You have come here gathered as women to talk about things that are meaningful in our lives. So we want you to continue that. Get 9 women together, your daughters, your mothers, friends, co-workers, neighbors. Get them together for lunch, brunch, coffee. I mean, we're women. We never run out of ways to get together. And talk about addiction. Talk about alcohol use. Share with them the story of Under One Roof and invite them to join with us to keep the conversation growing and to support women in recovery. Thank you.
Christine confided in me she was nervous having to speak this year, not just be an audience. You did a fabulous job. I had the privilege of finding out about this campaign and the great work of the House of Friendship when John Neufeld, the executive director, invited me several months ago to come in and basically have an information session. But I would be really interested to know how many people here are hearing about the addiction, alcohol control activities of the House of Friendship for women specifically for the first time right now. See, great missionary work. It's terrific to highlight the fabulous work you do at the House of Friendship. I usually think of you as the potato blitz because I go to St. Andrews and we all bring in bags of potatoes during January and February.